Welcome to another episode in my series where I investigate each Georgia county and bring y'all their most haunted location. This episode brings us to Indian Grave Mountain in Upson County, Georgia. Indian Grave Mountain in Upson County, Georgia is a site that has long been associated with eerie tales and legends. The area is notable for its significance to the indigenous populations that inhabited the region before the European settlement. It is known for its Native American burial grounds and is believed to be haunted by the spirits of those who were laid to rest there centuries ago. Indian Grave Mountain is believed to have been significant to Native American tribes long before European settlers arrived in North America. The area that is now Upson County was primarily inhabited by the Creek and Cherokee tribes. These tribes utilized the land for hunting, gathering, and as part of their trade routes. The name Indian Grave Mountain suggests the area may have been used as a burial ground or held ceremonial significance. The arrival of European settlers in the 18th century marked a significant change in the landscape and usage of the land around Indian Grave Mountain. During this period, the Creek and Cherokee tribes were increasingly pushed out of their lands due to treaties and forced relocations such as the Trail of Tears. By the early 19th century, most Native Americans have been displaced from Georgia, including the area around Indian Grave Mountain. The land was acquired by European settlers who began to establish farms and small communities. The mountain and surrounding areas were primarily used for agriculture, timber, and hunting by these new inhabitants. During the Civil War, Georgia was a crucial battleground, and areas like Upson County were affected by troop movements and local skirmishes. However, there is limited historical documentation of any specific battles, significant military activities taking place directly at Indian Grave Mountain. The mountain likely served as a landmark and natural barrier for local movements. After the Civil War, the region slowly transitioned from a primarily agricultural economy to one that incorporated some industrial elements, although agriculture remained dominant. Indian Grave Mountain and its surroundings continued to be primarily rural, with the mountain serving as a landmark and natural resource. In the 20th century, Indian Grave Mountain's role shifted more towards recreational use and local heritage. The mountain became known as a site of local folklore, with stories and myths surrounding its name and the presence of Native American graves. These stories have often been passed down through generations, contributing to the local culture and identity of Upson County. Today, Indian Grave Mountain remains a point of interest for those in Upson County and visitors interested in local history and nature. The surrounding region still retains much of its rural charm, with forest and wildlife that provides a glimpse into the area's historical landscape. Efforts to preserve the historical and natural aspects of Indian Grave Mountain have increased in recent years. There is a growing interest in recognizing the historical significance of indigenous sites in Georgia and throughout the United States. Indian Grave Mountain is a site rich in Native American history, local folklore, and natural beauty. It represents the deep historical roots of the region and serves as a reminder of the cultural heritage of the Native American tribes that once inhabited the area. The mountain continues to be a symbol of local history and a subject of interest for those who study the region's past. Indian Grave Mountain in Upson County, Georgia has been a focal point for various local legends and paranormal stories over the years. These tales are often rooted in the area's history and association with Native American burial sites, though much of what is said about paranormal activity at the mountain falls into the realm of folklore and local mythology. Here are the most common paranormal activities reported in connection with Indian Grave Mountain. One of the most common paranormal reports associated with Indian Grave Mountain is the sighting of ghostly apparitions. Locals and visitors have claimed to see misty or shadow figures that appear and disappear without explanation. Some believe these figures are spirits of Native Americans who were buried on the mountain, lingering to protect their sacred grounds. Another frequently reported phenomena is the occurrence of unexplained noises such as whispering, chanting, or drumming sounds that seem to emanate from the mountain itself. These sounds are often described as being faint but distinct, as they tend to occur at night. Some people interpret these sounds as echoes of ancient ceremonies or rituals that were performed by Native Americans on the mountain. Mysterious lights, often described as orbs or floating lanterns, have also been reported on and around Indian Grave Mountain. Witnesses describe seeing glowing balls of light that move erratically or hover in the air. These lights are sometimes attributed to spiritual energy or thought to be ghostly manifestations. In some versions of the tales, these lights are said to lead people deeper into the woods only to disappear suddenly, leaving the observers disoriented. Many people who visit Indian Grave Mountain report an overwhelming feeling of unease as if they are being watched or followed. The sensation is often accompanied by sudden drops in temperature or an unexplained chill in the air. Some visitors have also reported experiencing a sense of dread or anxiety when approaching certain areas of the mountain, especially at night. There are stories of visitors experiencing strange time lapses or objects disappearing only to reappear in different locations. For example, someone might place their keys or flashlight on the ground and turn away for a moment, only to find the object has moved or is missing entirely when they turn back. In some cases, people have reported losing track of time while exploring the area, with minutes or even hours seemingly unaccounted for. Some reports describe unusual animal behavior in the area around Indian Grave Mountain. Dogs have been known to bark, whine, or act aggressively towards seemingly empty spaces, and other animals appear to avoid certain parts of the mountain altogether. Some believe that animals are sensitive to the supernatural and that their behavior is a reaction to unseen presences. A less common but particularly eerie phenomenon reported by a few visitors involves hearing children's voices laughing, singing, or calling out from somewhere in the woods. These voices seem to come from nowhere and can be heard both during the day and at night. They are often described as distant yet clear, adding to the unsettling atmosphere of the mountain. Local folklore sometimes describes Indian Grave Mountain as being cursed, possibly due to its status as a sacred Native American site. According to some stories, anyone who disturbs the land or disrespects the spirits of those believed to be buried there will suffer misfortune or illness. This belief has added to the sense of mystery and caution that surrounds the mountain. There are also accounts of encounters with shadowy people, dark human-like figures that are seen moving quickly across the landscape or out of the corner of one's eye. These shadowy figures are usually described as being featureless and are believed by some to be manifestations of restless spirits or entities tied to the mountain. Some stories suggest that the mountain is protected by guardian spirits, possibly those of Native American warriors or shamans, who watch over the area to ensure that it is not desecrated. These spirits are said to appear to those who come with disrespectful intentions or who threaten the sanctity of the site. The paranormal stories and experiences associated with Indian Grave Mountain in Upson County, Georgia, have made it a place of intrigue and mystery for locals and visitors alike. Whether fueled by historical events, natural occurrences, or the power of local legend, Indian Grave Mountain remains a place of fascination for those interested in the paranormal. That's all I got for today, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this video. And remember, next time you're alone in the dark, listen closely. You might not be as alone as you think. Follow for more chilling tales and stay haunted, my friends.